Let's talk about All-In 2024 and why this may have been, in my opinion, one of the best pay-per-views of the entire year. I'm gonna start off strictly with the main event. Bryan Danielson is just amazing at what he does. He might be the best at creating a layer of emotion in his matches that makes him an ultimate underdog. I mean, yeah, you know that the dude is probably one of the best, if not the best, technical wrestler in the world. So you know what he's capable of. But for some reason, he is able to get you so locked in that you feel like he's fighting from the bottom, even if he really is the best wrestler in the entire match. Shout out to Swerve for doing what he does best. This man can play the ultimate babyface or the ultimate heel at the drop of a dime, and he did a masterful job of also adding to that emotion and creating a layer of violence around that emotion that makes you really want to pull for the babyface here. I gotta admit, going into it, I wasn't expecting Bryan Danielson to actually win the championship, but I'm kind of glad that he did, because now it kind of feels like, well, no pun intended, but the final countdown being his final championship run. Will Ospreay and MJF absolutely tore the house down, as they are expected to do, right? But for me, it was the entrances. I'm a huge guy when it comes to entrances, and I'm a huge guy when it comes to anything in nerddom, whether it be video games, anime, wrestling, you name it. I love how Will Ospreay, he's able to tie in his name, his love for video games, and his wrestling style all into the aerial assassin. To have Ezio from the original Assassin's Creed actually voice his video package as a part of his entrance, it just made I had goosebumps. Everything on me was just moving around. So I mean, this dude he's magic. He really is. He's really cut his teeth in Japan, and now what he's doing in AEW, man, he's a future world champion. I also want to add Hangman Page. So I'm guessing Hangman and Swerve is going to be one of those forever feuds, because it's like, until I get my hands on Swerve, I'll never be done. I'm like, well, now you cost him the championship, and your ultimate goal was to have him not be champion. So are we still getting Hangman Swerve? Is that still a thing? Jack Perry and Darby Allin had one of the most uncomfortable matches I've ever seen in my life. And Mercedes Moné came out with a bunch of cute little dogs. Okay. The match was, the entrances were more exciting than the actual match. No fault to their own, but I don't know. It's just something about the match just really didn't have my attention as deep as some of the other matches on the card. The Young Bucks do what the Young Bucks do, and they still tag team champions. Toni Storm and Mariah May was shockingly one-sided, in my opinion. Of course, Toni Storm was playing the babyface, so she had to fight from the bottom to, you know, even the match out and all that yada yada yada. But it really seemed like they let Mariah May really solidify herself as a true heel in the women's division. I mean, the woman even slapped her own mom. We must have been raised different, because if I would slap my mom, I wouldn't be here today. That's TV show or not. It was pretty cool that Toni Storm was able to drop the title to Mariah. Now we get a little bit more depth of who Mariah can be and what type of character work she can develop. I don't know if her and Tony's feud is done, but I do want to see more from Mariah May. I wouldn't be surprised if they ran a rematch at All Out in a couple weeks. Christian Cage and Luchasaurus at some point has to come to an end. The Patriarchy lose the Trios Championships to the Pac, aka Not John Moxley, and the Blackpool Combat Club. But then he wants to blame Luchasaurus for that loss. Then he enters into the Casino Gauntlet later on, where Ricochet came out. Shout out to Ricochet. Zack Sabre Jr., I'm getting off topic. Hold on, put that over here. Zack Sabre Jr. is amazing, in case you didn't know. I get it. I know he won the G1 Classic this year. Shout out to him. But this dude is ridiculous. Ricochet and the Gauntlet did what he did. Man, I'm so happy for Ricochet, man. I can't wait to see what he does. And please, please give me Ricochet versus Will Ospreay. Like Tony. Nigel McGuinness showed back up. This got to be like the era for like modern medicine advancement or something, because all these wrestlers who had career-ending injuries are just popping up at shows and having full matches. Edge, Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuinness. Big E's coming back at some point. Big E's definitely coming back. I want to know what it is, because whatever they're taking, I want it. And so the end of that match is actually pretty interesting, because Christian Cage, like I said, he comes in, and then Kill Switch enters the match, but he doesn't enter the match as Kill Switch. He enters as Luchasaurus. So he runs down to the ring and grabs Christian. I'm thinking, okay, here we go. Here's the turn, finally. Now we can move into this next part of the feud and see what we can develop here. But no. He pushes Christian to the side, chokeslam Kyle O'Reilly, puts Christian on top of him, and Christian wins the gauntlet match. And now he gets a title shot whenever he wants it. Do we really want to see Christian Cage versus Bryan Danielson? If Christian cashes in on Bryan Danielson and he's the one that beat him, that's gonna, yeah, Christian might be a forever heel at that point. And Hook beat Chris Jericho. So not every single match on there was a 5-star rating, burn the house down, oh, it was amazing. But overall, and if you look at a core group of, I say about 5 matches, especially that main event, Bryan Danielson versus Swerve, Will Ospreay versus MJF, and the Casino Gauntlet match. And then, matter of fact, even throw in the Women's World Championship match. Yeah, this was definitely a ranked show. I give it a 10 out of 10. It had me hooked the entire time for 4 hours, and that 4 hours was so smooth. So if you haven't watched it, make sure you go out your way. If you got the money, go watch All-In 2024. If you are a wrestling fan, you will not be disappointed. But that's all I got for the day, man. Make sure you guys drop down, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. I hate to be that needy YouTuber, but the algorithm wants what the algorithm wants. So if you guys, again, if you enjoyed this content, make sure you drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think, as well as tell me what you guys want to see and hear more of in the future. If you want me to do more reviews, more podcast-style videos, more short review-style videos like this, make sure you guys let me know. I want to build for you guys. I'll see y'all down the road. And as always, be safe, be kind, be smart. Peace.